packing tips to travel with only a carry-on. And these tips are going to be ones that you haven't heard a million times. If you've seen several of these kinds of videos, you know that a lot of the same tips are repeated over and over. So these are hopefully new for you. As a quick summary, the tips I'm going to go over are using stackable containers for your liquids, maximizing your carry-on and personal item, and also using compression bags for your clothes. So my first packing tip is for carrying on your liquids into the plane because they have to be a very small size. And these are the liquids that you don't need a whole lot for if you're traveling for a week or 2 weeks, such as makeup, foundation, skincare products. So of course you don't need to bring the full-size container, so I always recommend to decant your liquids into smaller jars. In the past I have used jars like this that were just smaller jars. I kind of like them because there was multiple sizes you could pick and choose. However, my tip that works a lot better than these jars is to use stackable jars for liquids. These are the ones that I have purchased here from Amazon. They are very inexpensive. You get a 12 pack, which is a stack of 6 jars, and you get that for $12. So there's 72 individual jars. The great thing about these is you can attach multiple ones together, so you could have a stack of jars that's 12 jars high, or you could have, you know, a stack that's just 2 or 3 high, however many you need. So they are pretty small, but you could always put, if you needed more than, you know, just 1 jar of product, you could use multiple jars for the same product. So with these jars, as I'm doing here, you can put them together, take them apart as you need, so you have as many as you need. And then I'm just filling them with some of the products that I'll need when I'm traveling. The great thing with these jars is they're just so much more easy to keep organized when you're traveling, because you don't have a bunch of loose jars in your liquid bag that you have for TSA compliance. So it's a lot easier to fit more product in your TSA liquids bag if you use this method rather than having separate containers for everything. And so I have a label maker that I'm using to make labels for my stacking jars. I suppose you could write on them with a Sharpie or something, but I don't know how well it would stay on. It's something you'd have to test if you don't have a label maker. But I just prefer using the label maker. And I also like, for items that have sunscreen, I like to put what SPF rating they have on them, so I know what that is and how much of it, or how often I need to reapply it, you know, just based on the SPF rating. And these jars are kind of narrow, so that's why I'm cutting the labels so they will fit onto the jars. So in the end, I took all of these products and was able to fit them into these stackable jars that are this small, so they'll be so much easier to take with me when I'm traveling. I also like to use these jars to store small items in my purse every single day, so like different aspirins and ibuprofen, Benadryl, mints, anything like that that you need to store in your purse. So to carry my liquids, I use this bag. It is the Travelon. It comes with its own jars, but like I said, I prefer to use different ones. I don't like these jars that it comes with, but it's pretty nice because it opens up and it has a space here for your dry items and then a space here for your liquid items, and it's TSA compliant with the 311 rules. So here's my bag. In the liquid part, I have my shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, which I always bring with me. And the amount seen here is usually about enough to last a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks if I am pushing it and really conserving it. So what I used to use is these kind of little jars that were decanted of different products. So when I put these in here, it was sometimes hard to get them to stack up properly because usually I'd have a lot more stuff than this. So that is why I like to use the stackable jars. So instead of using these jars that are just loose in there and going all over the place, I just use this one stackable jar, throw it in, throw in the rest of my stuff, and there it is. It's a lot more neat and organized. My next packing tip is to maximize your carry-on and personal item space. So you know you can have a carry-on bag and it has to be, certain dimensions and sometimes weight based on the airline. Make sure you use one that maximizes the actual area of storage for the space that it takes up. I personally like this Travel Pro model here. It is the Travel Pro Max Light 4 22-inch expandable upright. And the reason I like this is while I think spinners are convenient, they take away some of the room that you have to actually pack stuff. This one, how it has the wheel inset, allows you to pack more items in it. And so, it's a little bit tougher to navigate through the airport with this, but not so much so that it is worse than a spinner in any way. You can store a ton of stuff in this bag. It's amazing how much stuff I can fit in this bag. So everyone knows that if you plan to only use a carry-on, you must use every inch of space in that bag. However, many people don't maximize the space of your personal item. And most airlines allow personal items, and generally they just have to fit under the seat in front of you. So your carry-on bag you're going to put up in the bins at the top of the plane, and your personal item just has to fit in the seat in front of you. Most people just bring a purse or a small backpack or something, but my tip is to maximize the space of your personal item. I personally like this website. It is Smart Traveler, and I will link to it below. But it shows you some of the different dimensions that are allowed by different airlines for your personal item and your carry-on. So if you're looking, here's American Airlines, Delta, and you'll see that a lot of airlines don't specify the size of the personal item. So you could take something that's probably fairly big. As long as it fits under the seat in front of you, they usually don't care. I have a flight coming up that's going to be with Frontier Airlines. So as you can see, their carry-on size has to be 24 by 16 by 10, and personal item size has to be 18 by 14 by 8. So now that I know that, I wanted to get a bag that maximizes my carry-on or my personal item space of 18 by 14 by 8. And the bag that I found for that is this one here by Lilian Drew. It is a really nice bag because it has not only a large space in the middle, but it has pockets on the water bottle for your water bottles on the side, which I think is really important. It has this front zippered compartment, which folds down. Let me get you a different picture. Yeah, so it folds down so you could put things in there, your wallet, passport, keys, sunglasses, anything that's important. Your cell phone. Oh, and it also has that small little passport holder is what they're saying. It's a quick access, so you can put your phone in there, passport, anything that you need quick access to. And on the back, it does have this trolley sleeve, which is great, and it zips up, so then you can use that as an extra pocket when it's not on your luggage like this. So as you can see here, if you're looking at this 20-inch spinner and the Lilian Drew bag, it's going to add nearly double the space that you can have for your stuff that you need to bring with when you're traveling. So this is a really good option to maximize the space of your personal item. And as you can see here, that it is 18 by 14 by 8 inches wide. So it is at the maximum that I could have for my upcoming Frontier flight. So it's perfect. But this bag also has a zippered pocket in the back here. That's what this third pocket is, where you can put your laptop. And you can see that here. So this is the reason that I like this bag, and it's just perfect for if you're going to be bringing a laptop or other device with. So it has a padded laptop sleeve so your device won't get hurt, and it's easy to access when you're on the plane. This bag actually has several different colors. I'm waiting for the leaf blue color to come back in stock because while I think all of them are really cute, I wanted something that my husband would be able to carry around without being embarrassed about the pattern. So I thought that the leaf blue one here looked really nice, and I'm just waiting for that one to come back in stock so I can purchase it. If you want something a little bit more simple than this bag, it's less expensive. These roomy bags are wonderful. So I have a couple of these. They pack down into this little sleeve. This little sleeve is probably about the size of like a CD case. So these are really nice bags. It's just one large bag. It has one pocket in the front. On the back, it does have a trolley sleeve as well with the zipper on the bottom, so that's really great. These bags are going to be a little bit smaller than the Lilian Drew bag, but they should work as a personal item on most flights. So this bag is inexpensive, it's lightweight, it's packable, but so far we've used these several times, my husband and I, and they have held up really well. They haven't had any problems with wearing out or tearing or anything like that. This bag is the perfect size. Like my husband, he could pack for an entire week in this bag alone, and he has done that. So he can fly without even a carry-on. He just uses this personal item, but he is really low maintenance. Like he can just go to a hotel and use their shampoo and everything and not have a problem with it, whereas I do not do that. I need to bring my own things with. So here's my roomy bag. And here's another one that I have that is zipped up. It's just the bottom part that is zipped up into itself. And this is such a great bag. I like to take it with me even if I am not using it as my personal item. I just like to take it because it's such a small thing, and it's great for vacation if you're just going to the beach or going shopping, using it as a laundry bag, anything like that. My next travel tip is to use compression bags to store your clothes. These things are wonderful. So I know many people swear by rolling your clothes or using packing cubes to store your clothes when you're traveling, but I have found that these compression bags are a much better option. So they easily take the air out of your clothes, pack them down, take up less space so you can really fill up your suitcase. I usually take 2 of these packed with clothes into my Travel Pro suitcase like this. And so these also protect your clothes because it's even if something in your suitcase were to leak, if you're bringing home a bottle of wine and it exploded on the airplane or something like that, your clothes wouldn't get full of that. These are watertight. So it provides some protection for your clothes as well. So to use these compression bags, I find that the best way is to make sure, first of all, that all of your clothes are folded nicely and roughly the same size when you've folded them. And then the next thing is to make sure that they are kind of stacked up in a way that that the fabrics are similar. So I'm taking like the jeans and then the shorts and then the workout pants, and then the shirts, and kind of stacking them all up in 2 stacks because I'm going to put them side by side in the bag. So then I'm going to take these and put them in the bag nicely. They fit right next to each other, side by side. And then take the last stack and put that in the end. And these bags came with a little clip to zip them up so you don't just use your fingers. So you put that clip on, zip it shut, and then you roll it to squeeze the air out. And I found that you really need to get like a lot of body weight into it when you're doing it. So here I'm moving it to the floor, and then I'm going to continue to roll it and squeeze the air out, but I'm going to kind of kneel on it when I do that and make sure all of the air is out. And so at the end of this bag there's a 2-way valve, so the air goes out but it can't come back in. And as you can see, it's a nice little bag that has really been compressed and squeezed out all the air, so it takes up a lot less room in your bag. One other thing I've used these for is I like to take my standard size memory foam pillow with me when I travel because I hate hotel pillows and I have a bad neck and back. And using my own pillow just really helps with that. So with this bag, I can put my pillow in it and shrink it down so I can take it with me without it taking up like my entire suitcase, because that's what it would do if I did not shrink it down. So I can take all the clothes I need and my pillow and throw that in a carry-on and I am good to go. One more traveling tip for you. If you are going to be doing any hiking when you travel, I recommend to bring a packable backpack such as this one. So me and my husband spent about a month in Costa Rica, and every weekend we were doing excursions and hiking and going to the beach and going to the rainforest and all sorts of things. So we each bought one of these bags. They pack down into themselves into an inner pocket. So they end up being the size of this, and they are, I mean, it's probably about the size of like a baseball, maybe a softball. And so they take up barely any room in your suitcase, and it's very lightweight, yet holds up really well. This specific bag I really like because it has the mesh side pockets, so you can throw your water bottle in there or your sunscreen or anything else that you really need to access quickly. And these are inexpensive, you know, $14. And even if I only use this for a month, it was totally worth it. If you're just going on a trip and need a backpack to carry items when you're out hiking or sightseeing, or even just going to the beach, anything like that, these are a great option. And my last travel tip kind of goes along with that is just to bring a water bottle. Most airports have water fountains with special like bottle filling stations, so you can fill up your water bottle and just have that with you. And then of course you can use that while you're on vacation. And then you don't have to waste money and harm the environment buying single-use water bottles, throwing them away. It's just a waste. So bring your own water bottle. And this bag's a great way to carry that around. It's in your little side pocket, or also in the Lilian Drew bag where it has the side pockets where you can throw your water bottle too. So it's perfect.